God bless America. Hello, everybody. Bonus video time. Thank you for coming back and joining me today. So, this story ran in the New York Times. In fight against violent crime, Justice Department targets low-level gun offenders. And they go on to talk about how questioning whether or not the enforcement of laws is going to lead to less crime being committed. So, think through this with me here. You run a government. Let's say you're the king. You want to ban a certain behavior. Say it's vandalism or whatever it might be. You can pick whatever you want. But you want to ban a certain behavior. What do you have to do in order to carry out the ban on that behavior? You have to enact a law. You have to make it against the law for the behavior to be practiced. Otherwise, people are going to continue to practice it, and there's nothing you're going to be able to do. Just wanting something to stop happening does not cause it to stop happening. Actions have to be taken. And one of the things that can be done is to pass a law to stop making it illegal for people to do that. And in the case of crime against other people, you really do want to pass a law that enacts penalties against people for doing that crime, rather than saying, if you don't do this, we're going to reward you, because then you're holding hostage, or then the victims of those crimes are being held hostage for a price. So you enact a law that says it's illegal to do vandalism. Now what do you have to do? What do you have to do to make sure that that law is effective so that the ban actually happens and that people don't just ignore your law and continue to vandalize? Well, obviously, you would have to enforce this law. You would have to send out people to arrest people that commit vandalism or investigate vandalism to see who's committed it. You have to have people who will prove to your courts that people committed vandalism. You're going to have people that will that will deliberate and decide whether or not a person committed vandalism. You'll have to have a person who will administer a sentence. You'll have to have people to carry out the punishment on that person. So if you don't enforce your law by arresting people, by putting them on trial, by punishing them for committing those crimes, then what are people going to do? Well, they're going to ignore your law. They're going to commit those crimes. This is common sense thinking here. But you know what we've just thought through together? We've just thought through something that's quote-unquote controversial. We've just, together, you and I, thought through something that's called broken windows theory. And if you have agreed with me to this point, and then you're hearing the words broken windows theory and recoiling like Dracula before the cross, remember, we thought through this together. Broken windows theory is common sense. Now, in the grand scheme of things, broken windows theory is bigger than just the crime that you want to ban. Because broken windows theory is all about will cracking down on little crimes prevent people from committing bigger crimes? Well, if the question is rather than about big pictures, if the question is, will cracking down on a little crime prevent or persuade people to not commit that crime, the answer must be yes. If cracking down on vandalism means that people will see the consequences of vandalism and some of them will decide to not commit vandalism, then that's micro broken windows theory, let's call it. So when the New York Times writes this line and expects you to get outraged. You're supposed to get outraged because it's broken windows theory, which is racist. They expect you to see this and go, well, we can't do broken windows theory. Broken windows theory is racist. Well, not if the objective is to stop people from breaking windows. Okay? And what Trump campaigned on, and the people that he's put in to his cabinet have talked about, is about law and order. And broken windows theory, micro broken windows theory, is simply law and order. If there's a law on the books that prohibits, with the penalty of a punishment, some behavior or act, then the law and order path is to punish people that break those laws, no matter how big or small they are. Now, we could get off into the politics about whether or not it's feasible to punish everybody that commits a crime, whether we should let go of the small fish in order to chase the big fish. We could talk about that. I don't want to talk about that for this video. This video is all about law and order. Because the New York Times is trying to say that law and order is broken windows theory, and broken windows theory is racist, therefore we can't do law and order. But folks, if you recoil at the thought of broken windows theory, break it into two pieces. Say macro broken windows theory is racist. I don't think so, but for the purposes of this argument, say macro broken windows theory is racist. Say that enforcing little crimes doesn't prevent big crimes. But what you must acknowledge as the truth is that micro broken windows theory, the enforcement of the breaking of little crimes for the sake of convincing people to stop committing little crimes, that is effective. That must be reality. And that's all that I wanted to say on this video. I hope that you guys enjoyed. Leave a like if you did. Hit subscribe and hit the bell for notifications so that you don't miss the bonus video that's coming later on this evening. I hope that you'll come back and join me for that. Until then, God bless.